Ja.
So, ich gehe noch mal ganz kurz den Florian suchen.
It's a pleasure for me.
Wir kommen gleich wieder her, ich suche ihn kurz her. Genau.
Ja, ich finde, das war jetzt mal so.
Because you know, since 1.5 years, everyone is using ChatGPT and everyone is using OpenAI more or less. But probably we have you here now. Could you give us a little bit more insights about OpenAI? What is your why statement? What are your beliefs? And what is your goal?
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you, BDA, for this invitation. I'm really pleased to be there as well, and I would like also to apologize for not being able to speak German, unfortunately. But it's really great to be able to talk to you a little bit about OpenAI. So OpenAI is first and foremost a research lab. We started. Our job is to develop and deploy artificial intelligence technologies. And we started as a non-profit, and today we have a very unique model of capped profit, which allows us to reinvest the outcome of our work into more research. We are also a mission-oriented company, and our mission is to bring safe and beneficial general artificial intelligence to whole of humanity. So general artificial intelligence means that we think that one day we are going to reach the capacity of general intelligence outpassing the human capacities. So, and we want to do that in a safe way. And safety is, like, I'm insisting on safety because it's really core of everything we do. We put a lot of efforts from the start on that. And so you talked about ChatGPT. We did indeed, we chose to release some of our models and some of our tools to the public because we think it's important that people can actually learn by using these technologies and playing with it and getting a sense and a glimpse of what is on the horizon of AI. And we also think that it's the best way for us to have feedback from people outside of OpenAI to actually build on this the safety that the core safety mission that I talked to earlier. But we don't. There are some tools and models and that we are not releasing to the ground public. And that is because we believe that there are some issues on harms and risks that we need to assess first. So on this, we take the time to work with red teamers, with external partners that are experts in a lot of domains. And so we work with these red teams, we do research, and eventually we also publish this research.
Now we have a discussion in Germany about OpenAI and Microsoft, and I don't believe if everyone in the audience knows exactly what is the difference. I believe many of us think, okay, OpenAI is equal Microsoft, but I believe it isn't.
No, it's not. We are not Microsoft. We are not. We are an independent company, but we do have a very good and strong partnership with Microsoft, and we are really happy about these partnerships. Basically, what happens is that we are relying and we are using Microsoft power compute, and we are building the supercomputer that we need to train our model, or large language models, and this, like the Microsoft partnerships, is absolutely incremental for us on this. And in the other way around, we also work and provide our technologies to Microsoft, so they can build on the top of our some of our technologies and some of our tools to build their own some of their tools. So we have a strong partnerships. We are independent, but we are actually commercial competitors as well.
In which areas are you commercially competitors?
Well, for example, you have, everybody I think know Microsoft's Copilot, which is also built on the top of of our technologies, but we also provide APIs and our own tools who are also able to do some similar activities and usage that Copilot is providing. So,
what do you think how these kind of tools will influence our way of work in the future?
Well, in a sense, it's already happening. It's the development of LLMs and of AI tools and the democratization of these tools are already changing the ways of working. We can see it like the obvious first way it's changing. It's like really basic productivity. So like everything like from summarizing document, data analysis, drafting emails, notes. It's very, very, I think it's still early, but we see like big domains and area where it's really, we are seeing already a lot of beneficials of these, the usage of these tools. It's like in healthcare, in hospital to really relieve the burden, the administrative burden, for example, like writing emails, but also coding some data or analysis. We also see it in legal ed, where a lot of lawyers company and legal companies are also using and building on the top of our tools to really like accelerate and facilitate the work of lawyers on legal cases by like as far as 50% from one of the latest study by the Berkeley School of Law, and so in a way, in many ways, it's already happening. But I would say it's hard to predict entirely what is going to come in the future. Like we also we see a lot of things on enhancing and empowering employers and employees. Sorry, in unlocking their creativity, allowing them to learn out of their main discipline area, collaborate more with other teams, sometimes be more into more technical stuff, even if they haven't the technical background. For example, on coding, sometimes we have seen that the use of generative AI can really also make great projects on and prototypes with people and teams who are not used to that kind of job. So this is really, I would say, great. It will probably evolve a lot in the future as the model's capabilities are increasing, and this is something that we know it's coming. We don't know yet the full extent to how it's going to change the jobs. What we know and what we understand is that it's going to have tremendous impact on the individual productivity, job transformation, job creation, and job displacement. We don't know yet to what ratio and what proportion it's going to have an impact, but we are actively researching that. We have policy research teams working on that. We are partnering with independent research on that, and we are, fostering this research.
Do you feel a certain kind of responsibility, social responsibility, in what you are doing? Because you have explained us very precise what kind of impact your tools, your large language models will have on the way how we will work, how we will live, what we will think, what we will find. So what is your ambition regarding your social responsibility?
Absolutely, we do. I think it really relates. The responsibility we have really relates to the core of our mission. So bringing AI safe and beneficial to all of humanity. So yes, we have a responsibility in raising public awareness and making sure that people understand and are prepared to what's coming. And we have a responsibility, and we are engaging on that by actively participating in global conversation about AI safety, about the governance of AI more globally, but also about how we foster education and training to make sure that the workforce is also able to get ahead of that. We are actually also financing and developing some partnerships on training and education.
So you enable also people, employees, leaders in companies who work with these AI tools?
Yes, we do actively support some programs on education and training, and we also have a lot of partnerships, existing partnerships with companies, and we training and how these companies actually support their employees in the transformative process is also a very, very important part of our partnerships. So if I can just mention one very, very interesting, I think, and successful story is the partnership we have with the biotech Moderna. So Moderna basically decided to foster 100% of their employees using Gen AI, and in the process of 6 months. So that's very short. But the way they approached that, it was a very collective, collaborative approach with a 3-stage training program, and based on the individuals with active research and tailored training systems, even developing its own AI, generative AI tool to train on AI, which was actually a very key to the success of Moderna. They also implemented a more collective training approach by doing gathering a cohort of AI champions that were also able to train and really empower the other teams, up until the CEO and the execs of the company, with at every level a high level of engagement and training, and on this we really were good partners, as we can be on other with others companies, but we work with. But it's, I think, a very successful outcome, because at the end of the 6 months, 80% of the employees were actually actively using AI, and they developed Gen AI in the company. So it was a very.
Do you think that we underestimate the effort we have to spend in the sense of time and money to educate employees, workers, blue-collar workers as well, and especially also leaders in all these tools, to understand the impact on processes, organization, technology, and the skill set of the people we need in the future?
I do, but I'm not the only one thinking that. If I read the latest German Economic Institute report, I saw that 60% of the German companies are thinking that there is a need for greater education and training in AI in the companies. If I look at the global picture, most of governments today are in the process of developing or implementing labor market adaptation and training strategy, upskilling their workforce. So everybody's aware that there is a top priority. I think what's interesting and what's the feedback that we also receive a lot is that a lot of employees are using already AI, even though their companies sometimes haven't developed or really implemented AI as part of their strategy. So I think that an interesting thing to look forward would be for the people responsible and the execs in these companies to really pay attention to to the reason why these employees are using AI today. What are they using AI for? What is the needs that these usage are covering? What are the feedbacks from these employees already using AI, and like what are also their fears? Because let's be honest, like a lot of employees also have fears about and are confused about AI and how they are going to use that tomorrow. So I think it's important that we face that collectively and we pay attention to what's actually already happening in a lot of employees' everyday jobs.
The last question from my side is, I know you are working on an EU level. Yeah, you are working at the interface between tech economy and politics. What do you think about the EU AI Act? Is it the right time now to design rules how we as a society, how we as an economy handle and deal with AI, or is it too early to set these rules? What do you think about this?
It's a very good question. So I think whenever policymakers and governments are feeling the need to have a regulation, then it is fair. It means that there is something that needs to be addressed. And our responsibility is to engage with them and to make sure that this regulation is also inspired by what we do and what we develop, and that the policymakers can have make an enlightened decision by what's run. So we understand that there is a need today to have this discussion about the regulatory framework, because AI is a big revolution. And like there have been others in the past of human history, but it's a big revolution, and it has an impact on all fields of society. So it's fair to have these discussions. And I don't want to comment on the European AI Act specifically, because there's still a lot of discussion happening, and we are having this discussion. We are happily engaging with a lot of policymakers at European level to see how this is going to be implemented. But again, these regulations, if they are there, it's because probably a policymaker felt it was necessary, and we are, our responsibility is to engage and collaborate with them on that.
Julie, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate the talk with you, and I know that you will stay a little bit longer here. So if everyone would like to have personal questions to Julie, you will be here at campus.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Future Work.